This is the Rajdhani channel of All India Radio, broadcasting on 450.5 meters corresponding to 666 kilohertz. Please stay tuned for our next program.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. The Indian Express, in its editorial titled "Dented at the Top," says, "For a party for which no election is too small and which aggressively courts an aura of invincibility, there are unmistakable messages writ on the Haryana and Maharashtra walls. The Maharashtra and Haryana results are a reminder that political dominance in a democracy, beyond the rearing of the marvelous election machine, is made of the several pacts between the voter and the party at local levels that need to be constantly worked upon and renewed. In days to come, the BJP must ask itself if the leadership of Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, his popularity is enough. There is no evidence to suggest that the electorates in Maharashtra and Haryana opposed the removal of Jammu and Kashmir's special status, but there is reason to conclude that at a time when the armed voter is cramped and cornered by agricultural distress and raging joblessness closer home, it was not their primary concern. The Hindu, in its editorial titled "Good Report Card," says, "For an economy starved of good news, the news of a rise in India's ranking by 14 places to 63 in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business 2020 survey is a positive development. India also figures in the top 10 most improved countries in the world for the third consecutive year, from being ranked 142 in 2014 to 63 in 2020. It has been a significant upward journey for the country in a rank list that it is an important input in the plans of global investors. The latest improvement has come on the back of the implementation of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code (IBC). India's rank has improved from 108 to 52 in the resolving insolvency category, with the overall recovery rate for lenders moving up from 26.5% to 71.6% to the dollar, according to World Bank. The reforms in trade procedures and paperwork as a result of India signing the Trade Facilitation Agreement at the World Trade Organization are beginning to show. Interestingly, there has been improvement in a parameter that most industrialists would consider as a problem even now. Dealing with construction permits, the country's ranking has improved by 25 places from 52 to 27. While the improvements are impressive and the rise in overall rankings in the last few years is noteworthy, the fact is that India is still below its competitors for global capital, particularly China, which at rank 31 in one level above France. The country lags in key metrics such as starting a business, enforcing contracts, and registering property. Starting, running, or shutting down a business may be easier in Delhi and Mumbai compared to Coimbatore or Hyderabad, where it is probably more difficult. Admittedly, it is not easy to streamline processes across the country given India's federal setup, where states have a big say in several parameters that go into the ranking, such as securing building permits, land approvals, electricity connections, registering assets, etc. Financial Express, in its editorial titled "Highly Irregular," writes, "Given that there are over 40 lakh people in Delhi, one-fifth of the national capital's population, who reside in unauthorized colonies, regularization was a carrot that any political party would dangle to elicit voters." The BJP-led union government's announcement that 1,797 unauthorized colonies in Delhi will be regularized has to be read with this mind, as should the state government's enthusiastic welcoming of the decision. The regularization move will mean that those who had constructed houses illegally will now become the legitimate owners of the land. Although from the governor's perspective, regularization colonies might seem sensible, the Delhi Jal Board, an announcement, had an administrative scheme for these colonies last year to curb rampant proliferage of water periodic drives create a moral hazard. Most of the colonies that are being regularized house people in the lower income brackets, so that there is no capture of land by the well-heeled like regularizing scenic farms would have meant. But such regularization encourages the development of more unauthorized colonies by builders. The government norms for construction are quite limiting, leading to very high real estate prices in legal colonies. Housing thus has become unaffordable for lakhs of people. regularization without any penalties deters people from buying authorized land and paying taxes. Past regularization efforts show that the government record as far as the collection of taxes is concerned has been low. While the centre has done well to leave out those built on forest land, it also